Have you ever asked yourself, am I truly living for something eternal or just surviving day to day? What does it look like to stay true to your faith when it feels like everything and everyone around you is pulling you in another direction? The seal of God is not merely a mark, it is a revelation, a blazing testament carved into the very essence of your being. In a world ravenous for authenticity, your seal blazes with an unearthly light. It is not meant to be flaunted, but to ignite action, demanding a life of relentless integrity, indomitable courage, and divine purpose. This is no ordinary mark. It is the mantle of leadership, the unmistakable emblem of a soul guided by eternal truth. It ties you to the unshakable realm of God's kingdom, anchoring your existence in truths that neither time nor tempest can erode. While the world crumbles under the weight of its own falsehoods, you stand resolute, set apart by a force that transcends the fleeting powers of the earth. The seal burns like a celestial brand, declaring that the illusions of this realm hold no sway over you because you belong to something far beyond the grasp of mortality. Drop a comment, "I have the seal," if you feel it anchoring you in eternal truth. Just as the blood on the doorposts during the Exodus marked the Israelites for divine protection amidst the sweeping destruction of Egypt, the seal of God is your unshakable banner in a world descending into chaos. Like a sacred emblem, it shields you from the encroaching storm of falsehoods and despair. But this seal is not hidden away. It is etched into your life, evident in your choices, your unyielding values, and the unwavering faith you carry through the darkest of nights. It declares who you are without words, a silent yet resounding proclamation of your divine covering. This seal does not merely rest upon you, it reshapes you. It begins deep within, molding your heart and mind to reflect eternal truths. With it, the temptations that snare others lose their power. The distractions that consume the world hold no sway over you. The seal acts as a barrier, making you untouchable to the forces that prey on the unguarded and the lost. You become a paradox, rooted yet ascending, grounded in truth, while soaring above the turbulence. Your life becomes a story of divine alignment. It doesn't merely protect, it elevates. You don't just survive the world's destruction, you become a leader within it, a vessel of transformation. The seal makes you a living testament to divine purpose, a force of love and light in a landscape desperate for both. This is not just protection, it is your destiny, your mark of belonging to something eternal and unshakable. This is who you are. The mark of the beast is no mere symbol, it is a chilling declaration, a branding of the soul that reveals where your ultimate allegiance lies. It is not thrust upon you in a single shattering moment, but woven insidiously through the fabric of your life. It creeps in with the quiet erosion of conviction, the slow unraveling of your values. Each compromise, every decision to stray from truth, deepens its imprint upon you until you are no longer a reflection of the divine, but a shadow cast by the systems that defy God. This mark is not forced. It is invited, summoned by the choices you make in the small, unnoticed moments. Its power lies in seduction and deceit. It wraps its tendrils around your heart with promises of influence and security, dangling the allure of ease and acceptance just beyond your reach. It whispers to your fears, suggesting that to hold fast to your faith is folly, that survival in this world requires bending the knee to its demands. It plays to your hunger for comfort, for belonging, for significance, offering a path that appears smooth and inviting, but leads only to ruin. What begins as a perceived gain becomes your ultimate undoing, a trade of eternal truth for fleeting shadows. The pressure is suffocating, relentless. Conformity is not requested, it is commanded. The world distorts faith into weakness and dresses compromise as wisdom, urging you to align with forces that deny God's sovereignty. Yet the mark is not destiny, it is a choice, carved by your actions and your allegiance. You must see the lies for what they are and steel your spirit against the flood of deception. The systems that demand your loyalty are empty. Their promise is ash in the wind. They offer nothing but the illusion of fulfillment, hiding the void beneath. But you are called to stand apart, to defy the pull of this world no matter the cost. The price of surrender is your soul. The cost of resistance is the refinement of your purpose. Choose truth, choose life, choose God, refuse the mark. This is why we created the Obsidian Inner Order, powered by Astral Atom. We have weekly calls where chosen ones masterfully dissect systems of control, exposing the cracks in the matrix and unmasking the demonic forces working to keep humanity in chains. The content shared is raw, unfiltered and unapologetic, the kind that YouTube could never survive. This is not a space for those still chasing validation or waiting for permission to rise. If you are ready to stop yielding, to stop chasing approval, and to forge your own legacy, then the door is open. But hesitation has no place here, and this door does not stay open forever. Hit the link below to join the Obsidian Inner Order, or stay in the shadows and watch as the bold reshape history without you. You walk as one of the chosen when your faith becomes more than words. It becomes the essence of your being, a living testament etched into every facet of your life. Authenticity is your mark, the unmistakable light of a soul in alignment with the divine. Your actions flow seamlessly from your convictions, and your priorities lay bare the truth of your allegiance. This is no shallow display but a profound, radiant truth. Your every decision, your every step is shaped by unshakable conviction and a purpose that whispers of eternity. Drop a comment, "I can defeat the beast," if you feel the power rising within you. Strength is forged in the crucible of resistance, where every choice becomes a declaration of who you are and what you stand for. Rosa Parks, seated in defiance yet towering in courage, embodied this truth. Her refusal to move was not a spontaneous act, but a deliberate stand against a system designed to crush the spirit. In that singular, electrifying moment, she transformed an ordinary seat into a battleground of justice, her quiet strength an unshakable force that defied an entire world of oppression. You are called to that same unwavering courage. Like Parks, the challenges you face will demand more than fleeting resolve. They will call for the kind of conviction that withstands ridicule, isolation, and the pull of fear. The world will press down, urging you to conform, to submit, to blend into the shadows. But strength is found in the refusal, in the choice to plant yourself firmly in truth when every force around you insists on surrender. Convictions are not proven in comfort, but in the crucible of sacrifice, and it is there that your true power is revealed. Parks's defiance rippled through history, exposing the cracks in a system of lies and compelling the world to reckon with its own darkness. It was not the loud roar of rebellion, but the quiet thunder of resolve that shook the foundations of injustice. Her legacy reminds us that strength is not always in the grand gestures, but in the refusal to yield, the simple yet seismic act of saying no more. Let her story be a beacon, calling you to stand your ground, unmovable, and let your own ripple of truth ignite a revolution beyond what you can imagine. The world doesn't merely ask for your conformity, it demands your surrender, pressing relentlessly against your soul with an unyielding force. It seeks to strip you of your faith, erode your convictions, and barter your eternal values for the fleeting, hollow applause of the crowd. This pressure is no fleeting whisper. It is a roaring tide, woven into the systems that govern, the conversations that echo, and the expectations that suffocate. But you were not born to disappear into this tide. You are a singular flame in a sea of shadows, set apart, and the world's relentless demand for your compliance is an assault on the identity divinely etched into your very being. Every choice you face is a battlefield, each decision a point where compromise beckons with seductive ease and resistance demands sacrifice. The pressure cloaks itself in deception, offering temptation disguised as opportunity, rejection shrouded in the guise of wisdom, and comfort dressed as survival. The world's greatest weapon is its lie, that your faith is a chain, your alignment with God's truth a weakness. Yet within this lie lies your greatest power, the strength born of your refusal to yield. It is this unshakable resolve that makes you unstoppable, a force the world cannot contain. You were not crafted to bow to a world that distorts truth. You were made to defy it. Your very existence is a disruption, a living contradiction to the emptiness the world clings to, a blazing reminder that there is a higher calling, a purpose that transcends. The pressure will not relent, but neither will your spirit. You are called to withstand, to plant your feet in the storm, and to prove through your unwavering life that faith is not a weakness. It is an unquenchable fire, a defiance that endures long after the world's hollow demands crumble into dust. Stand firm, refuse to yield. You were made to shine. The mark of the beast weaves itself into the fabric of modern life with a sinister subtlety hidden in plain sight. It's not always a glaring symbol. It's in the quiet compromises, the whispered lies that convince you to chase fleeting gains while neglecting what is eternal. It lurks in the pursuit of wealth or success at the expense of your soul, in the silent acquiescence to cultural norms that defy God's truth. It slips in when you choose the comfort of blending into the crowd over the courage of standing apart. It's in every moment when fitting in feels safer than standing firm, when the world's approval seems more appealing than God's calling. These choices don't shout their consequences in the moment. They beckon softly, wrapping themselves in the illusion of harmlessness. Yet each step away from truth, each compromise, each surrender of integrity etches a mark deeper upon your spirit. The world will dangle comfort, acceptance, and power before you, masquerading as necessity. But the cost is greater than you can fathom. It's the erosion of your soul, the gradual alignment with a system that demands your obedience and denies your divine identity. You were not crafted for this surrender. You were born to resist, to carry a faith that does not bend, to walk a path lit by truth no matter how dark the world around you becomes. Your integrity, your alignment with God's purpose, is your shield. It is not negotiable. Refuse the lure of false success, the shallow promise of acceptance, and the deceptive safety of conformity. Every choice matters. Every decision declares where your allegiance lies. You are called to stand in truth, no matter the cost. The mark is not a fate, it is a choice. Choose wisely, for the price of resistance is fleeting, but the cost of compromise is eternal. Resistance begins with your gaze fixed beyond the illusions of the moment, piercing through the glittering facade of wealth, success, and comfort that the world parades like treasures. These things may shimmer, but they are ash in the wind, hollow promises that fade and leave your soul starving. Your purpose is not tethered to the fleeting applause of the crowd or the fragile rewards of conformity. It is rooted in something eternal, an unshakable truth that whispers through the chaos, calling you to see what truly matters. You cannot afford to be blinded by the temporary. To resist is to embrace the mystery of who you are, chosen, marked, and set apart in a world clamoring for sameness. The relentless tide of pressure will seek to drown your uniqueness, to crush your spirit into uniformity, but you were not created to vanish into the sea of the ordinary. Your identity is a beacon demanding courage, a refusal to bow, a bold defiance that says you will not trade eternal truth for fleeting ease. Resistance is not the absence of conflict. It is the willingness to endure it, to stand steadfast in the storm, because your allegiance is to a force far greater than the shifting whims of the world. You are not merely navigating life's challenges, you are entrenched in the heart of an ancient and unseen war. The forces of darkness do not strike at random. They come for you with purpose because of the divine fire etched into the core of your existence. The enemy knows what you carry, sees the brilliance of your calling, and trembles at the power of your alignment with eternal truth. Every trial you endure, every seductive temptation, every insidious doubt whispered into the chambers of your mind is an orchestrated assault designed to fracture your resolve and steal the essence of your faith. This is no skirmish for the faint-hearted. The battlefield is fierce, and the tests you face are crafted to sift the weak from the unshakable, to probe the depths of your strength and the boundaries of your loyalty to what is eternal. Darkness preys on compromise, worming its way through the smallest cracks in your defenses, feeding on the moments where surrender seems more bearable than resistance. But you were not called to retreat. You were forged to stand, to endure, to push back against the encroaching shadows with the full weight of your faith. This war is not fought with swords or shields of the flesh. It is waged with the unyielding power of faith, the blinding light of truth, and the unbreakable bond of your connection to God. The attacks will be unrelenting, but so too is your purpose. Let every onslaught remind you of this. The fierceness of the battle is a testament to your worth. You are no mere pawn in this cosmic conflict. You are a warrior, chosen and set apart. The enemy's fury is the clearest sign of the greatness you are destined to walk into. Stand firm. The victory has already been written, and it bears your name. The enemy's assaults are not haphazard. They are deliberate, razor-sharp strikes aimed at the core of your being, designed to unravel your purpose thread by thread. Doubt is the first blade, a shadowy whisper slithering into your thoughts, planting seeds of inadequacy and futility. It wraps itself around your mind, distorting your vision, convincing you that you are unworthy, that the divine calling on your life is an illusion. Doubt is a master of deception, a phantom crafted to blind you to the undeniable truth of your identity and the power you carry. Then comes fear, a relentless storm that crashes against your heart, threatening to drown your faith in waves of paralyzing terror. It chants its lies in your ears, telling you the cost of standing firm is too great, the risks too unbearable. Fear thrives on your hesitation, thriving only if you bow to it. But it is powerless without your surrender, a hollow scream that fades when confronted with the light of your resolve. And then there is distraction, the most cunning and insidious weapon of all. It doesn't roar like fear or cut like doubt. It seeps in quietly, weaving a web of trivial pursuits, shallow desires, and ceaseless noise. It clouds your vision, keeping you tethered to what is fleeting and pulling you ever so gently away from the eternal. Distraction whispers not to fight, but to forget, lulling you into a fog where your purpose becomes blurred. But these attacks, relentless as they may seem, are not unconquerable. See them for what they are, the desperate thrashing of an enemy that knows your potential, that trembles at the greatness you are destined to fulfill. Resist with a sharp, unyielding clarity, with faith like a blazing fire, and with a focus that pierces through the chaos. You were not made to falter. You were made to rise, to endure, to overcome. The victory is already within you. Stand firm and claim it. I once met someone who described their life as a war, locked in a ceaseless struggle against the chains of addiction, a battle that felt as though it could never be won. Their voice trembled as they said, "Every time I thought I couldn't take another step, I remembered David standing before Goliath. David wasn't the strongest, he wasn't the most equipped, but he won because God was with him." That truth is your truth. You are not standing in this fight alone. The same power that guided David's stone to its mark is the power that fights beside you now. The victory isn't a question, it's a promise. You fight back by anchoring yourself in your purpose, refusing to let the overwhelming weight of this war pull your focus away from the path you're destined to walk. Purpose is your compass, cutting through the haze of doubt and reminding you why you're here, what you're meant to overcome. Seek those who speak life into your spirit, who remind you of truth when shadows gather. Isolation is the enemy's foothold, but community, one rooted in faith, is your shield and sword, lifting you when you cannot lift yourself. And above all, remember this: you are not fighting for victory, you are fighting from it. The outcome is not uncertain. It was sealed in eternity the moment you chose to step into faith. The weight of your struggle is not evidence of failure, it's proof of the ground you are reclaiming. Like David, your strength is not measured by your hands or your might, but by the one who stands with you. Let this truth be the unshakable fire in your heart. This is not just your battle, it is God's victory already won. Hold on, rise up, the giants will fall. You are not ordinary, you are a luminous thread woven into the tapestry of a world drowning in shadow. You have been called, chosen and set apart, a beacon destined to blaze where darkness seeks to consume. There is a weight to your existence, a divine resonance that demands more than mere survival. It calls you to rise, to shatter the illusions of mediocrity and chaos that surround you. The world will try to silence you, to bury your voice beneath the deafening roar of conformity, whispering that you are small, that you are insignificant. But these are lies, shadows trembling at the truth of who you are. You were made for more. Your purpose is carved in eternity, unshaken by the fleeting judgments of this realm. Every choice you make, every word you utter, ripples with power beyond what the eye can see. You were not placed here to blend into the monotony, to vanish into the grey void of complacency. You are a disruptor of darkness, a living testament that light can and will pierce through the deepest night. Your very existence defies the chaos, standing as proof that hope, truth and purpose still burn bright. The world will press against you, clawing at your resolve, demanding your surrender. But you must remain steadfast, for your identity is not a fleeting reflection of this earth. It is rooted in the eternal. You are here to illuminate, to rise, to remind the world that light, once unleashed, cannot be overcome. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stood before a king whose command thundered across the kingdom, demanding worship of a lifeless golden idol. Yet they refused to bow. Their defiance was not the recklessness of pride, but the raw power of an unyielding faith, a faith anchored in the eternal truth of God. Even as the blazing furnace roared, threatening to consume them, they stood firm, unshaken. They did not plead, bargain, or falter. When they were cast into the flames, the fire obeyed their faith, leaving them untouched. Proof that their courage was not granted after the trial, but sustained them within it. And like them, your faith, if unwavering, will shield you in the midst of any fire, no matter how fierce its heat. You are not of this world. You are chosen, marked, and called to defy the idols that demand your surrender. The world will press against you, its voice seductive, its threats relentless, urging you to conform, to abandon the truth for fleeting security. But your identity is not tied to the world's acceptance. It is forged in the purpose God has woven into your very being, a purpose no trial, no force, no furnace can burn away. Stand boldly in your calling, for it is eternal and unshakable. Time slips through the cracks of eternity like sand through a clenched fist, and every choice you make ripples into forever. Complacency is a thief, delay its accomplice. You cannot afford either. Preparation is no longer a suggestion, it is the sacred charge placed upon you as one of the chosen. The hour is trembling on the edge of urgency, demanding action, not excuses, not hesitation. You are called to be unshaken, steadfast and luminous in a world drowning in shadow. The time to prepare is not tomorrow. It is now, in the breath you are taking, in the steps you are walking. Begin by anchoring your soul in divine connection. Prayer is not a whispered ritual. It is the unbreakable thread that binds you to heaven's strength. Reflection is not a luxury. It is the mirror that aligns your heart with truth and readies you for the battles ahead. Seek out those who ignite your resolve, who speak courage into your spirit, and remind you of the fire that burns within you when the way feels uncertain or dim. You are chosen for this moment in history. The weight of your decisions, your faith, and your actions now will echo into eternity. The battle raging around you is fierce, but the victory is assured if you hold your ground. You were not placed here by accident. Your purpose is deliberate, your calling undeniable. The time to act is not someday, it is today. Stand boldly and claim what has already been won for you. Live each day with the urgency and focus of someone who knows eternity hangs in the balance, because it does. You have been equipped with strength, wisdom and purpose to rise above the chaos of this world. Do not give in to the pressures to conform or compromise. Take your stand. Refuse to bend under the weight of distraction or fear. Walk boldly in the knowledge that you are chosen, called, and destined for a higher purpose. Share your story. Let the world see what faith, courage, and truth look like in action. Your voice matters. Your life matters. This is your moment. Claim it.